sir. I have seen him in Britain. He was then of a crescent note, expected to prove so worthy as since he hath been allowed the name of. But I could have looked on him without the help of admiration, though the catalogue of his endowments had been tabled by his side, and I to peruse him by items.
You speak of him when he was less furnished than now he is, with that which makes him both without and within.
I have seen him in France. We had very many there. Could behold the sun with his firm eyes.
This matter of marrying his king's daughter, wherein he must be weighed rather by her value than his own, words him, I doubt not, a great deal from the matter.
And then his banishment?
Aye, and the approbation of those that weep this lamentable divorce under her colours are wonderfully to extend him, be it but to fortify her judgment, which else an easy battery might lay flat for taking a beggar without less quality. But how comes it he is to sojourn with you?
His father and I were soldiers together, to whom I have often been bound for no less than my life. Here comes the Briton! Let him be entertained amongst you to suits of gentlemen, knowing to no less than a stranger of his quality.
So, we have none together in Orleans.
Since when I have been debtor to you for courtesies which I will be ever to pay, and yet pay still.
Ah, sir, you are it, my poor kindness. I was glad I did atone my countryman and you.
By your pardon, sir, I was then a young traveler, but upon my mended judgment, if I offend, not to say it is mended, my quarrel was not altogether slight.
Faith, yes, to be put to the arbitrament of swords, and by such too that with all likelihood have confounded one another, or have fallen both.
Can we, with manners, ask what was the difference?
Safely, I think, 'twas a contention in public, which may, without contradiction, suffer report. It was much like an argument that fell out last night, where each of us fell in praise of our country mistresses. This gentleman, at that time of vouching and upon warrant of bloody affirmation, is to be more fair, virtuous, wise, chaste, constant, qualified, and less temptable than any, the rarest of our ladies in France.
That lady is not now living, or this gentleman's opinion by this worn out.
She holds her virtue still, and I my mind.
You must not so far prefer her for ours of Italy?
Being so far provoked as I was in France, I would abate her nothing, though I profess myself her adorer, not her friend.
I have seen, as that diamond of yours outlusters many I have beheld. I could not believe she excelled many, but I have not seen the most precious diamond that is, nor you, the lady.
I praised her as I rated her, so do I my stone.
What do you esteem it at?
More than the world enjoys.
Either your unparagoned mistress is dead, or she's outprized by a trifle.
You are mistaken. Now the one may be sold or given, or if there were wealth enough for the purchases, or merit for the gift. The other is not a thing for sale, and only the gift of the gods.
Which the gods have given you.
Which by their graces I will keep.
You may wear her and title yours, but your ring may be stolen too, so your brace of unprizable estimations. The one is but frail, and the other casual. A cunning thief or a that-way accomplished courtier would hazard the winning both of first and last.
Your Italy contains none so accomplished a courtier to convince the honor of my mistress. If in the holding or loss of that you term her frail, I do nothing doubt you have store of thieves. Notwithstanding, I fear not my ring.
Let us leave here, gentlemen.
Sir, with all my heart. This Worthy Senor, I thank him, makes no stranger of me. We're familiar at first.
With 5 times so much conversation, I should get ground of your fair mistress, make her go back even to the yielding, had I admittance and opportunity to friend.
No. No.
I dare thereupon pawn the moiety of my estate to your ring, which, in my opinion, o'ervalues it something. But I make my wager rather against your confidence than her reputation. And to bar your offense herein too, I durst attempt it against any lady in the world.
You are a great deal abused in too bold a persuasion, and I doubt not you sustain what you're worthy of by your attempt.
What's that?
A repulse. Though your attempt, as you call it, deserve more, a punishment too.
Gentlemen, enough of this!
What lady would you choose to assail?
Yours, whom in constancy you think stands so safe. I will lay you 10,000 ducats to your ring that commend me to the court where your lady is, and with no more advantage than the opportunity of a second conference, I will bring from thence that honor of hers, which you imagine so reserved.
I will wage against your gold to it. My ring, I hold dear as my finger, 'tis part of it.
You are a friend, and therein the wiser. If you buy lady's flesh at 1,000,000 a dram, you cannot preserve it from tainting. But I see you have some religion in you that you fear.
This is but a custom in your tongue. You bear a graver purpose, I hope.
I am the master of my speeches, and would undergo what's spoken, I swear.
Will you? I shall but lend my diamond till your return. Let there be covenants drawn between us. My mistress exceeds in goodness the hugeness of your unworthy thinking. I dare you to this match. Here's my ring.
I will have it no lay.
By the gods, it is one. If I bring you no sufficient testimony that I have enjoyed the dearest bodily part of your mistress, my 10,000 ducats are yours, so is your diamond too. If I come off and leave her in such honor as you have trust in, she your jewel, this your jewel, and my gold are yours.
I embrace these conditions. Let us have articles betwixt us. Only thus far you shall answer. If you make your voyage upon her, and give me directly to understand you have prevailed, I am no further your enemy. She is not worth our debate. If she remain unseduced, you not making it appear otherwise, for your ill opinion and the assault you have made to her chastity, you shall answer me with your sword.
Your hand, a covenant. I will fetch my gold and have our 2 wagers recorded.
Agreed.
With this hold, think you?
Senor Iachimo will not from it. Pray you let us follow them. Whiles yet the dews on the ground, gather those flowers. Who has note of them?
I, madam.
Dispatch. Now, Master Doctor, have you brought those drugs?
Pleaseth your highness, aye. Here they are, madam. But I beseech your grace, without offence, my conscience bids me ask, wherefore you have commanded of me these most poisonous compounds?
I wonder, Doctor, thou asked me such a question. Have I not been thy pupil long? Hast thou not learned me how to make perfumes, distill, preserve? I will try the forces of thy compounds on creatures we count not worth the hanging, to try the vigor of their alignments to their act, and to gather them to their several virtues and effects.
Your Highness shall from this practice but make hard your heart. Besides, the seeing of these effects will be both noisome and infectious.
Oh, content thee. Here comes that flattering rascal. Upon him will I first work. He's for his master and an enemy to my son. How now, Pisanio? Doctor, for now, your service has ended. Take your own way.
I do suspect you, madam, but you shall do no harm.
Hark thee, a word?
I do not like her. She doth think she has strange, lingering poisons. I do know her spirit, and will not trust one of her malice with a drug of such damned nature. Those she has will stupefy and dull the sense, but there is no danger in what show of death it makes. More than the locking of the spirits a time to be more fresh, reviving. She is fooled with the most false effect, and I the truer so to be false with her.
No further service, doctor, until I send for thee.
I humbly take my leave.
Weep she still, sayest thou? Dost thou think in time she will not quench and let instructions enter where folly now possesses? Do thou work. When thou shalt bring me word she loves my son, I'll tell thee on the instant thou art then as great as is thy master. Takes it up. Thou know it's not what, but take it. It is a thing I made, which hath the king 5 times redeemed from death. I prithee, take it. Tell thy mistress how the case stands with her. I'll move the king to any shape thou desire, and then myself I chiefly am bound to load thy merit richly. Call my women. Think on my words. A sly and constant knave, an agent for his master. I have given him that which, if he shall take, shall quite unpeople her of ledgers of her sweet, and which, if she after accept bend her humor, she shall be assured of taste too. So, well done, well done. The violets, cowslips, and primroses bear to my closet. Fare thee well. Pisanio, think on my words.
And shall do. When to my lord I prove untrue, I'll choke myself. That's all I'll do for you.